Exciting.
I want to see it. Oh, hi, Lee Jackson.
Festive greetings and a very warm fireside welcome. This is the 10 o'clock news from the EV Café, brought to you this week by the AAA, because breakdowns aren't just for Christmas. And on this, the busiest seasonal day of the year for the roads, we know that not only will the AAA be there for you, but they can do so much more. And I'm John Curtis. Today, I'm joined by our special reporters, Paul and Sarah. So get a cuppa, plug it in for the latest in clean transport news, which is going to now run for 15 to 20 minutes every week on a Friday, just because I like the sound of my own voice. On this episode, used van values firm up. Women and cocks. More on that story as it comes in. DHL is shocking and has gas. And we need to make our industry more sexy to be attractive. And finally, the Daily Mail may actually have discovered a fact. Yes, people, a fact. But first, home delivery demand has pushed used LCV values up in November. The used light commercial vehicles market saw a price increase during November as demand grew steadily for vehicles to service the online shopping and home delivery sector in the run-up to Christmas. The month-on-month figures rose by £240, about 2.5% in November, compared to October, to reach £9,914, the highest monthly value recorded since July of this year. Looking in detail at the weekly values shows that demand kept averages above 10 grand for much of November. There's continued interest in 4x4 double cabs, reflecting the need for sure-footed commercial vehicles in the worsening winter conditions. Stop giggling at the back. There continued to be a shortage of low-plate, low-mileage commercial vehicles reaching the wholesale sector, reflecting the issues affecting the new LCV market, which declined sadly by 22.2% in November, the lowest level for the month since 2013. The dearth of stock at the front end is likely to mean that used van values should remain resilient into the new year. Now, what that does for us is it suggests that maybe it's the right time for a fleet review. Have a look at your vehicles, see if you need them all, because you could get top dollar for any that you can offload. Our sustainability fleet partners at Eden 7 would be happy to hear from you. Tell them that Paul sent you, and we can get details to you. I'm making an arse of this. Let's go to Paul.
Oh my goodness. Well, do you know what? This is, I think, one of the most important stories that we're likely to cover, because we are all very happily concentrating on how many new vehicles get sold every month and every year. And we are so focused on doing all of that. And yet we're not focused on the second life of those vehicles. The second life of those vehicles is absolutely critical to the full success of this working. If all we do is sell new vehicles, we people are screwed, as they say in the business. And it means that the market will drop, the values will drop, and we will all be paying more for the new vehicles, and the second-hand market will not be aware of it. So, got to get ready. It's good news that van prices are firm, but it's an area of the market that needs focus.
Anything, Sarah, to add to Paul's wit and wisdom?
One, it's really hard to take you seriously, which is why I can't look at the screen. Two, Auto Trader reporting that there is actually a decline in the number of people searching for second-hand LCV. So it's really great to hear that actually this is going up now. So maybe we should be friends with Sun. Sun for the win. Never going to say that again.
That and the Daily Mail in one broadcast. Let's move on. Women and cocks. Now, make up your own jokes. Cox Automotive is seeking nominations for its coveted Barbara Cox Woman of the Year Award 2023, which honours inspirational women in the European automotive industry. Named after the late Barbara Cox, who served as the director of Cox Enterprises, Cox Automotive's parent company in the US, the award aims to recognise and reward women who demonstrate a commitment to innovation, Sarah, leadership, Sarah, or community, Sarah, within our sector, Sarah. The award is open to any woman working within the automotive industry across Europe called Sarah Sloman. Nominations will be open from November the 30th to the end of January 2023, and the winner, Sarah, will be announced on International Women's Day on the 8th of March 2023. In addition to gaining recognition across the industry, the winner will also receive £5,000 to give to her friends at the EV Café.
Brilliant.
You can find the
nominate me definitely now. That's a great idea.
You can find the nominations at womenwithdrive.co.uk/nominate-here. I will put this onto LinkedIn so that you can find it, Sarah and all her friends and everybody that knows her, Sarah. Moving on, DHL delivers on its green pledges. DHL Parcel UK has taken delivery of 6 fully electric 16-ton Volvo trucks, which will hit the road in London from January 2023, and 30 liquefied natural gas Volvo tractor units, which will start going into operation later in the year. Both of these developments are part of a 64 million UK investment in green heavy fleet, in line with Deutsche Post and DHL Group's sustainability strategy. The company expects to achieve net zero emission logistics by 2050. Pablo, I know you froth about these big boys. Talk to us. Electric trucks, and then I'm sure, and gas trucks, and then obviously vans.
Well, do you know what the joy is? That it is a big surprise to the market, I think, that electric trucks are becoming a thing. We didn't expect it. We said it would be hydrogen. We said that we would have to wait, but actually it isn't, and we don't. That is really good news. What I'm also seeing is some incredible innovation, and hopefully we'll get to talk about that in the not too distant future on a webinar. And also the companies like DHL are committing to testing and learning on the truck side whilst investing heavily on the van side as well. 2,000 vans that they've committed to do with Ford of Europe, Ford Pro. So there's a real good deal between those two going on that will ensure zero emission transport for the van world. Good news.
And just to give you some detail, Sarah, I'll come to you in just a second. Just to give you some detail, the maximum reach of an LNG truck is 400 miles, and LNGs, they emit 85% less CO2 compared to a traditional diesel engine with the same power output, and it's been measured at 460 horsepower. So anybody who jumps on the bandwagon and says, no, don't, because they are a great thing. Sarah?
Two things. Got to go in an LNG truck in Millbrook Proving Ground. That was very exciting. Paul and I had an amazing selfie after because I was grinning so much, and I spoke to the driver who loved it. So I was like, well, this is progress, but it's not the answer. And then this last year, May, at the ITT Hub, the Renault announcement, they were committing entirely to electric, I think was a market game changer at that point. And there's many others doing the same now, but I just think they were very brave to say at that point, obviously Mercedes as well. Great to see people following suit.
Absolutely. Now then, we need to train more to maintain EV growth. Britain faces a critical shortage of electric vehicle mechanics by the end of the decade, according to a cross-party think tank. Before we get into problems, this is an opportunity, people. Wake up, smell the coffee. The Social Market Foundation says that the skills shortfall among EV qualified technicians risks driving up servicing costs and potentially leaving some drivers unable to have their cars maintained properly. With the number of EVs on the country's roads reaching 1 million, a report from the Social Market Foundation suggests that the number of skilled technicians that can service such vehicles is not keeping pace. And by 2030, the country could face a shortfall of 25,000 qualified technicians. These are skilled, highly technical jobs that will pay well. Young people, hello, opportunity. It follows a similar warning from the Institute of Motoring Industry earlier this year, which revealed that only 11% of technicians in the UK are qualified to work safely on EVs. It's a ticking time bomb, Sarah. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do? Well, there's a few things happening. I was at eMotion Cornwall in October, and they had 2 colleges who had combined to do not just skilling for brand new people to the market, new jobs, but also upskilling and reskilling for people that had the foundations from doing other technical roles. But what the bit that I think is missing is that sort of, I don't want to be on the tools, I want to be in the sort of more glamorous element, but let's work with people who we can case study them to show how great those roles can be, how fulfilling those roles can be, how it's not like it was when it's dirty and disgusting. It's actually quite exciting and highly technical. So I think there's a pride piece to play for here. That was hard. There's a lot of P's. But I think that's where we need to go to next. And at the EV Summit this year, I said to camera that I really hope next year we send out free places to all of the universities and colleges in the region to come and watch and listen and learn. Great people like Fiona from Octopus talking about the industry and how it's grown. And then they'll see with their eyes, hear with their ears, and hopefully touch with their hands all the things that they could be working on as they graduate through their years.
And now we know what we're having for Christmas dinner from Sarah. Lots of peas. Paul.
Well, say both my stepson and son are both in the automotive sector and are both beginning to get to grips with electric vehicles, and so it is exciting to see the young people do it. But again, it's like the used vehicle sector. Unless we focus on this, we will be getting tripped up by not having the skill or the understanding that we need to keep this market moving in its transition.
Absolutely right. Let's say hello to a few people and a Merry Christmas to Ian Henderson, Lloyd Allen, Kevin Booker, and a special big thanks to Dave Bushnell for a lovely message in my emails. Ben McDonald, Steve Hamer, Daryl Sharp, you are all fabulous. Liz Allen, love you to pieces. And in fact, Liz Allen, what a great link. A story now sent in by Liz Allen of Full Circle Continuous Improvement. Oh no, we've done that one. That was the, oh no, we haven't. Oh, I'm getting excited. I'm from
You're on the eggnog already? Jeepers.
Yeah. Hello. A story now sent in by Liz Allen of Full Circle Continuous Improvement from the Daily Mail. It's a fact. The weight of electric vehicles could cause catastrophic damage and lead to car parks collapsing. Engineers have warned Britain's parking facilities because they weren't designed for hulking great battery cars. Multi-storey and underground car parks could collapse under the weight of the vehicles, engineers have warned. Electric cars are roughly twice as heavy as standard models. Could cause catastrophic damage, according to the BPA. Most of the nation's 6,000 multi-storey underground car parks were built according to guidance based on the weight of popular vehicles in 1976. And I don't know about you, but I weighed a lot less in 1976. Electric cars on the market are much heavier. The Tesla Model 3 weighs in at 2.2 tons. That's 50% heavier than a 1.4 ton Cortina from back in the day. Structural engineer Chris Wapples, a member of the BPA, which represents car park owners, says if a vehicle's heavier than the car park was originally designed for, the effects could be catastrophic. They obviously like this word in the Daily Mail, catastrophic. We've not had an incident yet, but it's only a matter of time. Chris Wapples, it's going to be fun for Christmas at your house, you little bundle of joy. What do we think? Because when I read this story, I went, oh, crikey, that's a problem. Paul?
I think they might have a point. I mean, one of the things that really frustrates the hell out of me is a lot of EVs coming to market at ridiculous weights. I mean, 2.4 tons, the Polestar. What, really? Come on, guys. Let's get some weight out of these things. And I mean, I don't know how, but, because batteries are heavy fundamentally, but it is definitely a thing. And does need to be thought about, because at the end of the day, if they're consistently getting, if the floor is consistently getting heavier, it could be an issue.
I can only assume the 2.4 tons includes your wallet, Paul. Sarah?
Yeah, the Tesla Model Y, this is one of the things I was talking about. Like the efficiency on the Y is great, and I'm so happy to have it, but it's 2.5 tons and it's a lot. And I don't find the efficiency good. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to go to the electric motorbike, actually, because the efficiency on that is insane. And it's so often me as an individual just driving around for just, 20 miles at a time. There's no reason at all why I couldn't do that on a motorcycle. And also it was really good fun to learn to ride. Toys.
And frankly, because you weigh the same as a stick insect, there's absolutely nothing to carry on a motorbike. Anyway, I'd have a slightly worse efficiency. If you have any clean transport, PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to hello@evcafe.org. Next Friday is going to be a bit different. The 30th of December is going to be different because we are doing a review of 2022. Don't miss it. By then, you'll not be speaking to your family, you'll be sick of Christmas music, and you aren't going anywhere as the roads will be mobbed and trains won't be running. So no excuses. Until then, it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from them. This has been an EV Cafe production brought to you this week by the AA. Other sustainability news services are available, but this is just
fun.
The EV Cafe News is regulated by Big Stuart Interval, Sparky from My Energy, Tucker from the AA, installed by EV Civils, and monitored by Geotab. The news is performed by professionals. Please do not try this without a copious amount of baubles, mistletoe, and wine. Any query regarding the accuracy of the news should be addressed to the big fellow with the red coat and the fluffy white beard. Merry Christmas, you animals. See you next Friday. Until then, bye!
Merry Christmas, everybody!
You can talk now, Paul.
More about